made you want to do Little Shop of Horrors twice?
Probably the same thing that made me want to do it once. It's a fun show. Anytime I have to make the decision as to pick what show we're doing next year, it's totally predicated on what I think is best for the cast and crew. What do I think we have kids to do? And in a school our size, everything's a cycle. So sometimes you have a lot of female actors, sometimes you have a lot of male actors, sometimes you don't have many of either. So you kind of have to pick what you think the cast is going to be able to do, especially your men. And Little Shop just seemed to fit. I mean, and a lot of the seniors this year pushed me for it because they thought it would be cool to do a show that the last time Griswold did it, it was the year they were born. So everything just kind of lined up, fell into place, and I think the results showed for themselves. The cast fit the show very well. So that's the single most important decision I'll make all year.
So, hi Sarah.
Hi Paige.
What are some things you do to get ready before you go on stage?
So before I go on stage, I normally find a quieter place away from like everybody warming up in the other room, and I'll run through lines in my head, or I'll do stretch depending on my costume though, because Audrey was a little hard to do some stretching, but I'll normally like do some character voice warm-ups, and I'll sing or I'll hum a song, but I'll normally go like right on stage but backstage just to get like that, to get ready and get that little bug going and all the energy.
So, hi Lily.
Hi.
So, a couple of questions. What do you love about your character, the Do-Up Girl?
I loved that she was sassy. I could just, the adrenaline rush from the audience, I could just really pull it off. I was set up for success. The sassy part, definitely the sassy part. The dress helped.
Yeah, the dress?
Yes.
Yeah.
The pink, sparkly. Yep.
With all the fringe coming off of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little shop of horrors, little shop of terror, come, little shop of horrors, go, up on the go. Little shop of horrors, watch you pop, little shop of terror, watch you drop, little shop of horrors, go, up on the go.
What was challenging about bringing the script to life?
Well, anytime you do a show that was a popular movie, that always puts a little extra pressure on you because people come in with a preconceived picture of what it's going to look like. The movie came out in 1986, so basically anybody about my age, maybe a little bit younger and older, would know that film. It starred very famous comedians at the time, and it was a great movie. So making sure that we produced a picture that the audience would enjoy in comparison to what the movie was able to do. And I feel very confident that we did it and found our own creative niches along the way.
In your opinion, who is most like their character in the show?
Kagan's kind of nerdy. He's kind of nerdy and cute, so maybe Kagan. And of course, Dane in the plant, feed me. Bet you Dane eats a lot, so probably works.
Okay.
I beg your pardon? Tui, you talked! You opened up your trap, your thing you said...
Feed me, cowboy, feed me!
I can't!
I'm starving!
In your opinion, who had the best costume?
Oh, Dane. Oh, the puppet? Oh, absolutely. I mean, all the costumes were incredible. They really are. Mr. Dagenet, Mrs. Maynard, Nicole McCallum, they all did a great job with the costuming. But, the big, huge alien Venus flytrap that actually eats people, you can't beat that.
What's the biggest challenge about taking on this role?
Like Audrey? It's definitely singing with my character voice. That was a challenge, and like that's a thing that a lot of people admired, was that how I could sing with a character voice, because it's something that not everybody can do, and that's something that I'm very fortunate to have experience with. And it was definitely a challenge, especially because she's like she's very ditzy, and I had to keep that with it and not try and sound like Sarah, because here and there I'd sound like Sarah and I couldn't. So that was like the hardest thing, was just to keep the character voice consistent throughout the whole show.
He rakes and trims the grass. He loves to mow and weed. I look like Betty Crocker, and I look like Donna Reed. There's plastic on the furniture to keep it neat and clean. In the pine saw scented air, somewhere that's green. Between our frozen dinner and our bedtime, 9:15, we snuggle watching Lucy on our big, enormous 12-inch screen.
What was your favorite scene to produce?
I don't know if I have one real favorite. I think working with the Doo-Wop Girls was a lot of fun in all of their stuff. I think if I had to pick one, it was the full cast suddenly Seymour, when the lights kicked on and all 60-something of you were up there singing and dancing. I thought, as I watched in the back of the house and watched the audience's reactions through the show, there was always big oohs and ahs when those lights kicked on and this massive sound came off stage. I thought that was very cool. So if I had to pick one, it would probably be that.
Yeah, that one was cool. I like that one too. In your opinion, what was the best night to come see the show of the 4 nights we did?
You know, I mean, Friday with the alumni here, that was super high energy. So if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Friday because the alumni were included in that one.
All right. So how is this character, the Drop Girl, how is she like you?
Well, first of all, she's sassy, and I mean, I can be sassy if I really wanted to. I've been told I'm more of a cute kind of person, but like the Doo-Wop Girl really isn't cute, so that part of myself I couldn't really put into the role. Also, the Doo-Wop Girls tend to like ignore the main problem throughout the show, you know? Like the fact that they're all gonna just die in the end, they kind of just ignore all of that. And you know, I like to relate to that, ignoring all my problems.
Acquaintance of a new breed of fly trap, and thus we talked into feeding it blood. Thus the plants work their terrible will, finding germs who would feed them their fill. As the plants proceeded to grow and grow, and began what they came here to do, which was essentially to beat Lisbon and spray and fall the town and plain field and in Griswold.
How is the character, the Drop Girl, different from you?
Like, I like to be behind scenes and like maybe not right there wearing a sparkly hot pink dress.
Right.
Like right there in the stage,
Center of
right?
attention.
I mean, that's not really like my thing, except when I am on stage. So I say that's like something that's big and different between the two of us.
Yeah. How many hours do you think it took to bring the show to life?
Oh, good Lord. The only way I know this number is because I saw those questions before you asked them to me, and I did some calculating, and my best guess is like 800. You know, 800 of active rehearsal hours, but I mean, there are so many more directorial meetings that happened last summer, this fall, you know, all the outside time prepping. I mean, I couldn't even fathom. But hands-on, I would say probably about 800.
In your opinion, what was the funniest scene?
Oh, Kagan. Kagan, when he's talking to Audrey about the plane, guess who bites the dust? Every night. Every night I made sure I was in the back of the house to see that. So funny.
Tomorrow morning, when Life magazine comes to take our picture, you know who bites the dust!
And okay, so last one. What do you think the audience found most surprising in the show?
Just trying to filter through the comments I got in the lobby after the show. I think the easy answer is to say the puppets, you know, and the puppetry, the execution of, you know, that arm puppet, Audrey 2, the second puppet that very few people could figure out immediately how it was working. You know, that fake hand that's on the pot really threw them for a loop. And a lot of people thought it was a robot and someone sitting there with a controller.
Who would have believed it? One day he pushed the broom, nothing in his nose but gloom and doom. Then he lit a fuse and gave them room. Stand outside and watch the mother blow. Explosion, make her boom.
So I would think the puppetry would be the first thing. And the other thing I just got a comment was just the strength of the cast, top to bottom. I mean, no holes, no weak spots. And, you know, high school, even though Griswold has a nice reputation, you still walk into a high school show and you expect it to be a lesser product. And the fact that these kids are able to absolutely dispel that myth with people, I think shocks them. You know, they walk out saying, these are not high school kids. I can't believe that that was a high school show. And it's all to their credit. I think the other thing that got them was the tech, the lighting show that they put on and the quality of the sound. I mean, talk about the set we had. That set was ridiculous. From the first second those doors open, people are just ogling at it. I mean, there's a lot of things that surprised them this year. I would actually put the set a lot higher than I just mentioned it. People were really wowed by that set. So every year we pick something that we really invest our time and money in to give the audience something to ooh and ah over. And the set was our #1 goal for this year. So it was awesome. Really proud.
Let's hold it